Hello. Welcome back. We are continuing with our training. Now we are going to make carbolic soup. Yes, carbolic soup. And these are the ingredients: castor oil, coconut oil, palm oil, bleached palm oil. You can use palm kernel oil. This is my glycerin. This is my phenol, the newly introduced ingredient in our training. This is silicate, my alcohol as usual. I've used it to spray my molds and everything. So now I'm going to measure all the ingredients and then we continue. Now I've finished measuring all the ingredients, but I forgot to introduce this to you, pine oil. This is not a compulsory ingredient you can add. It's optional. If you like, you can leave it because it has some antibacterial properties. That's why we sometimes people do add it to their carbolic soup, but it is not compulsory. It is antibacterial and antifungal qualities. It soothes and treats symptoms of poison and etc. It does a lot of things to the skin. It's really a good ingredient. So you can either add it or leave it depending on the amount or the price that you will be selling your product. And this is my red color. Carbolic soap has red color. Its generic color is red. So once you see it, then you know that this is carbolic soap that I'm dealing with. You can't make a carbolic soap and make it green color or yellow color. No one will believe you. So once you are making a carbolic soap, make sure you use red color, and it should be an oil color too. Now let's talk about phenol. This is phenol or carbolic acid. It is mild antiseptic. It is very mild, this thing. So what is carbolic soap? It's a mild antiseptic soap containing carbolic acid. And phenol is also known as carbolic acid. You can either call it phenol or carbolic acid. It is recognized once someone says carbolic soap, you can easily recognize it by its red or deep pink color. Then you know that this is carbolic soap that you are dealing with. It has antibacterial properties and it makes a great skin cleanser too. And it also treats a whole lot of skin problems like acne, eczema, and a whole lot of skin rashes and the rest. So once someone gets a skin problem, they tell the person to use a carbolic soap. Yes, because of phenol or the carbolic acid in the soap. That helps to treat all those diseases and sicknesses. If you have a very sensitive skin, you have to avoid using carbolic soap because it can cause irritation and some dryness to the skin. Now let's look at the percentage or the quantity that we can use to make of uh, phenolic acid or carbolic acid that we can use to produce carbolic soap. If you want to produce an antiseptic soap, then you have to use 0.2% of the phenol or carbolic acid. This is the phenol. It normally has a pink color, but if you keep it or store it for long, then the color changes to somehow brown, not too brown, but light brown. But the fresh phenol or fresh carbolic acid has light pink color or yes, very light skin color, very pale skin color, pink color. Now let's talk about this phenolic acid. It's an acid. If you want to use it to make your soap, the percentage amount that you can use is 0.2%. If you want to make a soap of antiseptic, if you want your soap to be called an antiseptic soap, then you have to at least use 0.2% of the total oil. But if you want your soap to be called a disinfectant soap, then you have to use 1% of the phenol 1% of phenol of the oil quantity. So this is how it works. Phenol, as you see, is a is highly corrosive ingredient or agent, and it has a very strong aroma. That's why when you are making carbolic soap, normally we don't use perfume, but some people do use carbolic perfume to make their carbolic soap. It is not compulsory to use the perfume. This one it already has its own smell that it gives to the soap. That's why all carbolic soaps has a unique smell or scent. The phenol is added to the soap with the intent of reducing or preventing bacterial infection. So in this case, what is an antiseptic, or what is disinfectant? Disinfectants A disinfectant product is a product that helps destroy bacteria. An antiseptic product is a product that helps to prevent growth of diseases that is caused by microorganisms. So this is just the difference. So you have to know what you are trying to produce and know the quantity of phenol that you want to use. So now that phenol has been explained, I will go ahead and then continue with the preparation. So the color, you have to use just a little. Just a little will go a long way, to get your pink color. And when you are adding the color, you have to add it small to make sure that the quantity that you are using is enough, or if it's not enough, then you continue to add more. It rather helps than adding more at the same time, and then your soap will become extremely red. So you can see, because I did not mix the color with some little oil before pouring it inside my bowl, the color, you can see the colors inside the bowl, small, and this one will take some time before I will be able to, mix all the colors together. So with this, I will just go ahead and add my castor oil to it, and then my coconut oil. So I will continue to mix until the color gets well mixed with the oil before we continue. So I've mixed the color as much as I can. So my next ingredient will be my carbolic acid, or the phenol. I'll just add it to it and then stir. After stirring, I'll add my pine oil. Like I said, it's not compulsory to add pine oil because the phenol gives the carbolic acid its own smell, and the work that it does, it gives it to it. But if you want to go more or further, erade brofo mumbo me why erade. So if you want to enrich your soup, then add the phenol, the pine oil to it, and then stir. And here, if you want to make it smell extreme, then you can buy carbolic perfume. Don't use any other perfume apart from carbolic perfume. Otherwise, you won't get the smell that you are expecting to get. This is the end product of the carbolic soup that we just made. What you have to do is, after you have finished pouring it into your soap mold, you then cover it to prevent dirt or any insect to fall in it. And also, when you cover it, it helps in saponification. So you just cover it, and then you wait for at least 6 hours before you unmold it. If you don't wait for that long, sometimes you might think in 1 hour time the soap has hardened, but it will deceive you. Once you unmold it, it will later on melt because it will get hard and melt before it gets hard again. So you have to allow it for at least 6 hours, or you can leave it till the next day before you mold the soap. Also, you have to mix your color with a little oil before you add it to the main one, to prevent because otherwise some of the colors might not mix well and it will be around the soap.